I know obviously he didn't come back in, but the game had kind of got out of hand. What's the status of his ankle?
X-ray's negative. It's an ankle sprain, and we'll see how he responds, with treatment over the next few days.
Okay. Secondly, after that first quarter, I think, I don't know what the margin was in the second and third, but it was pretty big. What do you feel like they did differently or what you guys weren't able to do in that stretch?
Yeah, well, I think in the second quarter we fouled way too much and put them to the line, made things easy for them. And, that slowed down our offense, because you're taking the ball out of the net each time. And in the third quarter, Anthony Edwards really got going, and we had some lost offensive possessions.
Okay. When you look at just him, when he's hitting the three, then he becomes even more difficult to guard. But what was you maybe sensing with the other guys, the spacing that they had going for him to get those looks?
He's a great player. You know what I mean? He's a great player. You try to do the best you can to slow him down without being exposed on the backside all night. But there's things we can do better that we showed throughout the regular season that we didn't do well enough tonight. And we'll make those adjustments and be ready for game 2.
What did you see from Devin tonight, just in terms of the way he was trying to attack and maybe not finding as much success?
Yeah, it's just we got to do a better job getting him open. I think credit their perimeter players. That they got some great perimeter players, defenders on that team. So we can be more creative in getting him open.
Seemed like in the first half, especially, you guys responded really well to the physicality. But is there a balance there in the second quarter you're talking about with the fouling and the physicality?
Yeah, you don't want them to put them to the line. They're a bigger, stronger team, but we can play more physical than we played tonight.
Coach, when you talk about the physicality, you look at the rebounding. Is that obviously part of it, the big discrepancy?
Part of it, but that's not the only area that physicality shows up. A lot of the offensive rebounds were more about containment, and being in rotations. If we contain the basketball better and we keep the ball out of the paint, then the glass doesn't open up as much, so we can be better there.
When you've got 3 guys that can target mismatches the way that you can, what's the balance between doing that but not letting the offense get too stagnant?
Well, that's the key word. It's a balance. You want to involve their weaker defenders, not their better defenders, but you also got to keep your guys in rhythm. So the bigger thing is to get your movement and get your key guys open.
Frank, when obviously Devin has played at a high level throughout his career, when he can't get going, what kind of challenges does that create for you guys?
When he can't get going?
He cannot get going.
Yeah, we have others. We have a team. Phoenix Suns are a team. It's not about one player. I'm not worried about him getting going. He's one of the best scorers in the league. Like I said, we'll do a better job of looking at ways to free him up, and we'll be better in game 2.
It's just one game out of 7, but how much is that the mindset? What you're talking about to the guys in the locker room? What was said?
I keep that to myself, but we knew all week that this team is far better than the team we saw in the head-to-head matchups in the regular season. It's a 56-win team with Cat missing 6 weeks or 2 months or whatever he missed. So really a 60-win caliber team that we're playing against. We knew they were going to play better. We hoped to have played better in game 1, but we got to make a response in game 2.
Coach, looking at Eric, I know that obviously you can hit the 3, but he's been struggling as of late. Does that make you look at possibly going somewhere else off the bench, maybe with Bowl or someone else offensively?
Yeah, we'll consider everything. Yeah. But I like Eric Gordon, and I like the threat. At any game, he can go in. If he goes 0 for 5 tonight, he'll be 5 for 5 next game. He's that type of player.
How do you evaluate those smaller lineups when you turn them on?
Yeah, I got to look at it. We've had success when we're down big. Of just playing a style where we're shooting a lot of threes and trying to space out the defense. We missed some open looks, and we actually we achieved what we were trying to do defensively in terms of taking the ball out of Ant's hands. But we didn't get. We have a rotating group out there, but we didn't rotate well. So we have to play better, within the lineup we have out there.
You see from the finishing, it felt like you guys missed some easier looks.
Yeah, part of the struggles offensively is we didn't finish well around the basket, and not just Rudy attacks, but just makeable shots.
Knowing that this team took their game to the next level, it seems like in the playoffs, how confident are you that your team will be able to bounce back and try to even this thing up or win game at least?
Yeah, it's our first go at it together. So. I believe in the guys and the experience level of the guys that we have in our group and what we've done collectively, not collectively, individually in our playoff experiences. But, we've got to go through it together. It's not always going to be smooth, but adversity is good for us.
Coach, just looking at the turnovers, obviously we only had 15. That's pretty around the average, but the 23 points off of it, is this just a matter of not getting back, or was it a matter of, Minnesota just capitalizing once they got those?
Yeah, them capitalizing. We got to recover some of those. Some of them are unrecoverable if they're live ball turnovers for fast breaks. But we talk all the time about if we turn it over, what's our reaction going to be, and how can we get those plays back?
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Coach.